Hello, Crusaders! It is I, Tyrodin Reinhardt. And today, I want to discuss with you a couple of different things that have been going through my mind, particularly around Orisa, the new hero that has just dropped for Overwatch. A lot of people have been contacting me on Twitter and on YouTube, and have been asking and wanting my opinion on whether Orisa is a viable replacement or anchor tank of Reinhardt to use in competitive games. To put it simply, I do not believe that she is a viable anchor tank when compared to Reinhardt, insofar as regards to competitive play. She has a great lineup of abilities which she can use to mitigate damage and to stave off damage when protecting her team. I fully respect that. I think they're amazing. I think they're better than a lot of the other quote-unquote tanks within the tanking category of Overwatch. But does that mean she will be a replacement Reinhardt? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I will go over a few of the issues. Before I do though, I'd like to take the time to apologize to my fans about the lackluster content. As most of you know, I've just recently had a beautiful baby girl, and she has been eating up a lot of my time regarding content making and getting more and more videos out. I will strive to do better in the future, and I will continue to do the very best I can with the limited time that I have. But yeah, guys, family first. That is my mantra. That is what I live by. That is my creed. In saying that, you guys are also family, so you will not be negated. Promise. So yeah, I just again want to take the time to tell everyone thank you for being patient, and I promise bigger and better footage in the future. Alrighty, getting back onto Orisa and Reinhardt. Now, the thing that kind of saddens me the most is that a lot of people, when they've contacted me, they've said, you know, Reinhardt's dead. You know, he's not going to be used anymore. He's out of the meta. He's not going to be used in competitive. You know, no one will play him anymore. He's dead and buried. Which to me is kind of, it's funny. You know, I'm a Reinhardt main, and I love him to bits and pieces, but I can see straight through this whole baiting that is coming up. Reinhardt will never be out of the meta unless they make another hero very similar to Reinhardt, has like a mobile shield on him that he can deploy and withdraw at a moment's notice to better accommodate a situation or read a situation or event that's happening in game. Then no, you will never get rid of Reinhardt. He is a viable anchor tank to stay. He is still the only, in my opinion, anchor tank viable for Overwatch and competitive. So what do I mean by anchor tank? What do I mean by all of these little things that I've said regarding Orisa and Reinhardt? Okay, first and foremost, an anchor tank for me is someone who can be reliably called upon to shield a team at a moment's notice. Now, by that definition, Reinhardt is the only hero that still fulfills that role to the nth degree. Now, Orisa does have an amazing group of abilities. Obviously, her most tank-worthy ability that she does have is her deployable shield. Now, she deploys a stationary shield that is in a semi-half cone that is 20 seconds in duration, it's 900 HP, and it's on a 12-second cooldown, meaning she can chuck that out every 12 seconds if the shield hasn't already been destroyed by the enemy team. So it's not too bad. It's quite large. It's around about the same size as Reinhardt's, but it is that cylindrical semicircle shape. Now, it is very, very cool. I love it. I think it's unique. It's like deploying a mobile sand barrier. You know, Soldier 76 can jump in behind there. You know, you can get McCree behind there. You can pretty much get anyone who can dish out some range damage behind that shield, and it will protect them for a decent amount of time. But it is in no way, shape, or form better than Reinhardt's shield. It is not as reliable as a Reinhardt shield in the same way that a good Reinhardt player will never ever let his shield depreciate to zero, because then you have to go through a mini cooldown where you can't reactivate your shield to shield your teammates in like a moment of need, like say a D.Va ulties, and you've got 57 HP left on that shield, but you've never let it fully deplete. For that 57 HP that shield's got, if you pop that up before D.Va pops her ulti, or just as her ulti deploys and you've got your team behind you, it will destroy your shield and you will negate D.Va's ulti. That's what I mean by a reliable shield. Orisa does not have that reliability. Perhaps she does situationally, like for example in that situation, if her shield was off cooldown and you know what, she could just pop it right then and there and stop that D.Va's ulti from destroying her enemy team, then that's what she's going to do, obviously. But it's not the same reliability as a Reinhardt shield. That's the point that I'm trying to get at. Also, because it is a stationary shield that she deploys, she cannot move it. So if she numpties up the position of that shield, so say it's at an angle that is not favorable to, Soldier when he's trying to, get in there and flank behind. You know what I mean? Like, it's not advantageous to a team who's defending on, say, King's Road, as you can see on screen now. Then she's got to wait 12 seconds to reposition that shield. What can she do in the meantime to shield her team? Well, she's got 200 base HP, 200 armor. She can stand in front of their team if she wants to. She's got a damage reduction ability. It's 50% damage reduction, which is awesome. That in itself is one of the coolest new features of this hero. It's almost, it's like having a mini tank ability. In saying that, though, it's not like a Zarya barrier will absorb all of the damage that comes its way within that short period. It's a 50% damage reduction, and it's on a full 4-second duration, and the cooldown is 10 seconds. That is in no way, shape, or form going to stop an enemy team from just breaking through her, putting some really massive damage on it, and just completely obliterating her. That's sort of what I was talking about and alluding about as to her viability as an anchor tank. Reinhardt, on the other hand, Reinhardt is mobile. He can get around. He can have his shield up, and his shield is 2,000 HP. Let me remind you, 2,000. That is 1,100 more than an Orisa shield. Not only that, he can position it as needed, as the fight dictates, as his team is, in desperate need of a certain advantageous point to be, attacking from or defending from. He can adjust to a situation, whereas I believe Orisa cannot do that. Or at least she cannot do that as well as Reinhardt, reliably. The other thing that I'd like to point out is, yes, she has this amazing new Halt ability where she fires a mini Tobelstein, and that can drastically change the position of an enemy team if they're coming on the attack and you guys are defending. She can throw them out of position. So maybe instead of having Reinhardt, right, an enemy Reinhardt running into you guys as you guys are trying to defend, you can knock that Reinhardt out of position, take him away, and guess what? His shield becomes mitigated by that mini Tobelstein reactor, and maybe you can pick off a few of their supports and, their ZPS, because they no longer have the advantage of a Reinhardt shield there. In saying that, it's a skill shot. You've got to land that mini Tobelstein ability to actually pull that person that you want out of position. It's like a flame strike, I guess, in that regard. It's a skill shot for a tank, and I really do like it. It's unique, it's different, it's going to make so many defenders cranky, particularly on Axe of Gibraltar, when you've got like a Bastion and a Reinhardt shielding, Bastion on top of the first point of Gibraltar, and it's like, shit, how do we get up there and deal with that? Well, fuck it, guess what? Orisa, halt, bang, destroyed, out of position. But yeah, that's not really a tanking ability. In saying that, she does have a really kick-ass ulti. It's kind of like I would say it's like an Ana nano boost, but like for everyone within line of sight, which is really, really cool. I think as a utility ultimate, that's fucking awesome, man. And you can defend that ultimate with her, with her deployable shield. You can drop your ulti, put a shield right in front of it. You've got 900 reliable HP there to shield the bongo drums, as I call them. But again, it's not the same vein as Reinhardt. As you guys know, her shift ability, which is her damage mitigation, I believe it's called Fortify. I'm just gonna double check that. Yes, it is called Fortify. So that's the one where she takes 50% damage reduction for 4 seconds, and it's on a 10-second cooldown. That stops if she pops that. That will stop a Reinhardt Earth Shatter. It'll stop Reinhardt from charging into her, and will actually knock a Reinhardt down, which is really, really cool. So I can see how people can easily be like, oh, she counters Reinhardt. She absolutely destroys Reinhardt. I mean, he's done now. He gets knocked down by the robot woman thing. It's like, yes, but in the same vein, that is not going to deter a good Reinhardt. I mean, it's like having a Zarya who wants to pop her bubble right before you Earth Shatter. It's not going to affect Zarya at all, and it's going to charge her ultimate. Same when Reinhardt charges at a Zarya. If you charge at a Zarya, and guess what? She gets her bubble off before you've managed to pin her, you've just charged up her ultimate. You've just charged up her gun as well. It's like, well, that's when a good Reinhardt makes all the difference in the world. So people, tweeting that and saying that in the comment section, saying that in the forums as well, it shows your skill level as a player if you're saying that this hero is a direct counter to this hero because of this one ability. That's just not how it works at all. I do appreciate that a lot of people are loving Orisa. I love Orisa. I've played her a fair bit on the PTR. I think she's awesome. I think she'll be my second main after Winston now, because she is so much fun. She is very versatile. She can get in there. She can change a game dramatically. But getting back to the point that I was trying to make, she will not replace Reinhardt. She will not replace Reinhardt. Reinhardt mains need not worry about their position being taken by this damned Omnic woman thing. No, that will not happen.
Reinhardt is here to stay, unless they come up with a carbon copy of me, which would be inadvisable. Then no, I am here to stay forever.
Because it's not going to happen like that, guys. She's not going to replace Reinhardt. I can see her being picked alongside a Reinhardt for certain maps, certain situations. Not too often, though, because they don't really pair up all that well and they don't synergize all that well, but I can definitely see it happening at some various points during some of the maps. But yeah, I just want to take the time to tell you that, just give my 2 cents on the situation, because a lot of people have been worried that was it. Like, no, goodbye Reinhardt, you're dead. Orisa, fucking Roma Victor, you know, it's I mean, yeah. But in saying that, you know, this is still early days of the PTR. Blizzard can change a hero's abilities on a dime, as we've experienced before. You know, Bastion taking away your shield, perfect example. So we might get some last-minute changes to Orisa that makes her a viable anchor tank. You know, maybe they have an ability to deploy a shield, reduce the cooldown, and then she can take it back at a moment's notice and redeploy what's remaining of that shield. You know, that'd be such a cool ability. I mean, that would definitely make her then a viable anchor tank, in my opinion. You know, if Orisa was to take her shield ability, and again, 900 HP on a shield is not a lot. Winston's shield, which is, you know, it's a half sphere, is 600. I mean, his shield is 600, right? It lasts for 5 seconds, and I think it's on like a 10-second cooldown. But again, that's 300 less than an Orisa shield, or vice versa. Orisa's shield is only 300 more than that. It's not a great deal. Not when we're talking, you know, next to a Reinhardt shield. I think improvements to be made on Orisa, buff that shield a bit more, maybe make it up to 1200. I think that'd be a respectable amount for a shield. Give her the ability to deploy a shield and take it back, and within that duration, so it's a 12-second cooldown, right? So if she deploys a shield, she's got 12 seconds where that shield stays up for, say, 1200 HP. Say it takes 300 damage, and it's back down to 900 HP. But she can take that shield back, and for however many seconds is remaining on the cooldown of that ability, she can throw it up in another location. You know what I mean? She can adjust to a situation the same way that a Reinhardt can. And I think that she might even be able to do it better than Reinhardt, because she has ranged weaponry. She's got that awesome fucking plasma laser death cannon, which is just awesome. It is awesome.
Reinhardt wishes he had that,
but he doesn't. That would make her a much better anchor tank than, I dare say it, Reinhardt. But as it currently stands, I do not think she is as good as Reinhardt within that anchor tank position. Anyway, guys, that's just been my 2 cents. I love Orisa. I love the hero. I hope they do take away a couple of those things I've said. That'd be fucking awesome. But yeah, the rest of her abilities are kick-ass, man. I mean, her Halt ability. Fuck, that is so cool. I love it. I mean, imagine pulling down a fucking Hanzo off a high ground, and you're just like, no, Hanzo, get the fuck down. And then, you know, he's like, well, shit, I'm dead now. And we're just like, yeah, you're dead now, Bugman. You're dead. But yeah, no. Love Orisa. I love everything about her. Bottom line, for me, as it stands, will not replace Reinhardt. It's not going to make me switch from being a Reinhardt main.
Away in the world! Reinhardt holds the way! Reinhardt!
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. Please let me know what you guys think, whether you think I'm wrong, whether you think I'm right. You know, tell me what you guys think. I'm genuinely curious. Anyway, guys, this is enough of me.
I will see you in the next video, my friends. Auf Wiedersehen!